What's up, YouTube? So I want to talk to you about anxiety and caffeine. The relation between the two, is it good or is it bad for you? Especially when we're talking about panic attacks, anxiety attacks, depression, general stress and anxiety disorder. There's a lot of studies, there's a lot of research. I'm going to tell you my personal opinion and why. So, caffeine. It generally is going to raise your heart rate. It's generally going to maybe make you feel more full. It's going to help you use the restroom, all right? So it's going to make your stomach feel different sensations. Now, if you have health anxiety and if you have panic attacks, anxiety attacks, any issues with that, you are super aware of your symptoms in your body. So generally, after you have caffeine or coffee, especially with coffee, there's a lot of caffeine in there, it's generally going to make your heart rate go up. Your blood pressure is going to be elevated slightly, not incredibly, unless you already have hypertension. It may not be the best thing for you anyways. It's also going to make you have sensations in your stomach. Right here in the middle of your chest area, there's going to probably be more of a, I guess you could say, heartburn, full feeling, indigestion type of feeling, okay? If you have bad anxiety, you probably already have heartburn that's not normal, okay? It's not natural. It's happening because you're stressed out all the time. So it's going to aggravate that. If you're worried about your heart all the time, it's going to make you become more aware of your heart because you're probably going to feel your heart beat slightly faster. You're going to feel your heartbeat beat a little bit more harder just because, like I said, it elevates your heart rate some, not by much, and it also can elevate your blood pressure slightly. So if you have bad anxiety, keep that in mind. With me, the few times that I drank coffee whenever I had a really bad panic disorder and I was going through that rough time of my life, the lowest time of my life actually, the panic attacks were happening 5 to 10 times a day. I wasn't as much of a coffee drinker back then as I am now, partly because when I started to drink coffee, probably around the age of 22, 23, right in that, in the deep of my panic issues, I just, like I said, I felt fullness in my midsection. It made me feel like my heart was beating out of control. It made me feel like I was having a heart attack. And what happened? It triggered panic attacks. So there have been plenty of studies that have correlated caffeine and higher levels of anxiety. So keep that in mind if you have an issue. I'm not telling you got to go without because everybody's different. Some people are going to react to caffeine differently than others, all right? These days, I rarely have any Coke or tea, but I have, on average, probably 5 to 6 cups of coffee a week. And generally, that's 2 cups a day on the weekend and maybe 1 cup during the week. So I'm not overdoing it by any means, but I definitely don't have the high anxiety levels that I used to, so it doesn't affect me as much. So my consensus on this would be I'd probably be leaning more towards the bad end of with caffeine because I'm not going to fully go over there and say it's bad for everybody because, like I said, everybody's different. Some people don't have crazy high anxiety. They have anxiety in general, but they don't have this super awareness of all their symptoms, so they're not going to be crazily affected. And a lot of people don't get enough caffeine to feel that way. Now, if you're sucking down 10 Cokes a day, that is not good for you. So if you're getting your caffeine from like sugary tea and sugary sodas, yeah, you have a whole nother list of problems because you're having high amounts of sugar that are associated with Cokes or sodas and sweet tea, and you're also getting a lot of fat and a lot of calories. That is not good for your body. In turn, that's not good for your mental health. So caffeine can definitely affect that. So keep that in mind if you are wanting to get some answers on caffeine and anxiety. So my general idea is that it's more bad for you than it is good. So if you're looking for small details in your life to clean up, to fix, to make this anxiety or your mental illness get better, then cleaning up the details and fine-tuning the small things are actually going to help you out in the long run. So make sure you keep that in mind, guys. If you're out there dealing with this thing, called anxiety. But if you are dealing with anxiety, please join my Facebook group down below because we have almost reached our goal for the month of 50 members. So I think I'm actually 2 or 3 shy of that, and the month ain't over, so we can add a little bit on top of that, and that's great. There's going to be a lot of support down there, whether you have panic attacks, anxiety attacks, depression, general anxiety. Join that Facebook group down below. Join my other social networks. There's an anxiety support group for my Instagram right down below, so make sure you follow that if you're not already doing that. Like this video, please. Also, leave me a comment down below. I want to know what your thoughts are on anxiety and caffeine, how that has affected you, if you even drink coffee or Cokes anymore. Are you struggling with cutting it out of your life? Because it is difficult to cut caffeine and stuff out of your life if you are addicted to it. So basically, check that out. I'm going to put caffeine withdrawal up here as one of the options on the video. Make sure you check out some of my other playlists. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that notification bell as well so you can get updates whenever I have videos coming out. And hope you all have a good evening, guys. Thanks a lot.